I hope you're well.
I'm doing well by God's grace. How are you doing too?
I'm also doing well. And of course, yesterday, I'm sure you paid careful attention to the commissioning of what was formerly known as the Ameri power plant in Kumasi. In fact, the government says it is intended to stabilize power both within the Ashanti region and, of course, the middle belt towards the northern belt. First of all, what do you make of that move?
In the first place, I want to put on record that the development of Ghana is not about antics. It's about real-time solutions and interventions that will go transgenerational. And I think that if there is any foot of regret, if there is any discretion, or if there is any form of humanity in Anado, Baumia and his government, the first thing they would have done before stealing John Mahama's project and renaming an already named project and relocating an already established project was to apologize to His Excellency John Mahama. He and his government chastised the NDC and His Excellency John Mahama over this Ameri project that they have now renamed and relocated into K1 whatever. As if that was not enough, they smuggled this plant into Kumasi as though it was their brainchild, organized a renaming ceremony, sneaked into the rating to come and commission the project as though they have thought of Ghana's energy crisis and been able to bring up some solution whatsoever. We were not quiet yesterday. And even a day before yesterday, if you watch the news and you watch the press conference that was held at the Regional Secretariat, we told the whole world that this whole K1 is a sham, is a stolen project, is a deceptive move by Akufo-Addo and Baomia's government to deceive Ghanaians as though they have made any major investment into the power sector. So for us, it is just an attempt to repeat what they are good at, renaming government. They have renamed all our tertiary institutions. And they attempted to even rename University of Ghana. And now they are renaming power plants. I'm sure they would rename car power. Then after that, they'll come and rename KGTR after JB Dankwa, and maybe rename Kubawu Hospital also after Baomia, and then rename Atonsu Market also maybe after Samira, and then rename Asawase Market over Napo, and then rename Fomena Aferi, and all the hospitals that John Mahama built across the country so that they can successfully clean John Mahama's legacy in Ashanti region. But that will not happen. And we have promised the good people of Kumasi that the name of the plans will forever remain Ameri. And it is a John Mahama project. And Ashanti region is grateful for His Excellency John Mahama for such a major intervention that he made in the power sector. Power will change hands, definitely, in the coming months. And definitely, this project would again not be stolen by Akufo-Addo. So it will be on record that they are the only government that has not and failed to even invest 1 megawatt of power into Ghana's power or energy sector. And they have spent 8 years in government without doing anything about Ghana's energy sector, for which reason there is erratic power supply. And even yesterday when they were commissioning the so-called renamed project, there were still lights out in some parts of Kumasi. In the evening, there were lights out in Kumasi, for which reason there was a major demonstration vigil in the night. So they cannot deceive us. We are far beyond that deception, and we are ready to change. And Ashanti region is ready to make a huge statement come 7 December 2024. And we are ready to vote for His Excellency John Mahama as the next president of the Republic of Ghana.
But Doc, it was not just a renaming exercise, was it? Because they had to move the power plants from wherever they were located all the way to Kumasi. They had to construct an enclave where the power plants would essentially be installed. Then they had to transport gas all the way from the Takoradi to Kumasi that will feed the power plant. These are not things that you can reduce to only renaming. These are significant works. Shouldn't they take credit for that at least?
Of course not. There is a lazy man's approach to solving Ghana's energy problem. If I were them, within this 8 years where we had car power, Ameri, Abuazi, and all the power sector intervention and investment by John Mahama, they should consider that there is a population growth, there is increase in demand, there is expansion in rural electrification, among others. So there is increased demand on power. So if you are a government and you have spent 8 years, and the only thing you could do is to transport an already existing plant, is to transport an already existing thermal system that exists to a different location, and you want that to clap for you, then what should the one who brought the whole plant, the one who established the whole systems that you moved, what should that person say? So, I mean, if the shop owner is not worthy of taking credit, then the tipper tracker or the care owner who will move the items to a different location, organize a jamboree that I have done it all. I mean, this is an exercise in futility. We want to see real-time investment in the power sector. That is what we want to see from them. Not moving plants from one location to the other and you want to organize celebration. I was even ashamed for the president. Moving all the way from Accra with over 40 vehicles with taxpayers' money to come and rename a colleague's project. I mean, there's much I do about nothing. So we want to see a real-time investment, not moving a plant from one location to the other. I mean, we get to.
But the things I mentioned are also investments, though.
They are not investments. They are maintenance, or just if I may put it, and if even I will be charitable to them, it may be or classify as maybe expansion or trying to expand the project, or it is not investment. It is not investment. And even the amount they spent on this whole process is questionable and will be investigated. So it's not expansion. Someone came in, invested close to 1,000 megawatts into the Ghana's energy sector. You came in, you have not even invested 1 megawatt. And you are busy moving things around. And you think that is enough to take credit. No, we don't think that.
But they used that to campaign yesterday. Are you saying that will not catch up? Because at the end of the day, when everybody turns around, what they see is a power plant brought in by the New Patriotic Party government.
So you see, the one who especially used that plant to campaign is someone who is lost when it comes to campaign messages and campaign moves. He's the same person who stood in Kumasi and told the people of Kumasi that they will only vote. I mean, MPP supporters only need T-shirts to vote. That is their mindset. Chairman to me of the MPP equally made similar remarks that Akufo-Addo should just bring equipment to Swami Roundabout and showcase them as though he was going to construct the Swami interchange, and MPP supporters in Ashanti region just look at that and vote for them. They tried that trick, and the equipment are still getting bad at Swami Roundabout. The contractor is still not on site and all that. So in the mind of the NPP, they think that still the people in Ashanti region and their supporters here still think like the people of the past, where they are just okay with the colors, they are just okay with the elephant, and anything that goes is the question. But Ashanti region has changed. It has changed. In the past, you couldn't even wear NDC t-shirts to even campaign in Ashanti region. Now, they have learned to be tolerant, open up, listen to the NDC, listen to other political parties, and all that. They are now able to question their own leaders. For which reason now, from the same party, there is butterfly, there is cockroach, because they are questioning their leaders. So if they still think that they can do any machination and then just do some eye service and think that the people of Ashanti will vote for them, then they will laugh at the wrong side of their mouth. Every poll in Ashanti region has pointed to the fact that NPP is getting weaker by the day in Ashanti region. Every election, every research that has been conducted by any credible EIU, Global Info Analytics, NPP, their national security, NPP, their internal polls, and everything is telling them that Ashanti region is failing them. The reason for which they are so desperate to do something as though they are working for Ashanti region. I mean, it gets to a point where in governance, when you have failed, you have failed. It doesn't matter the magic or what you want to conjure. So that is not a campaign. It's just a display of ignorance and thinking that people are gullible and will just vote because they have relocated a plant. It doesn't change anything. And I can assure you, you can let your researchers come down to Kumasi, and that will not be part of the reasons why people will vote or people will not vote.
You're saying it will not affect voting pattern in 2024, this year?
The top two issues why people will vote or not vote for a political party is the economic problems and jobs. These are the top two. They have collapsed our businesses already with the exchange rate. They have collapsed our business already with doing so. And bringing the plants here will not give me a startup capital. The business is gone and it's gone forever. Jobs, you have not said anything about jobs as a government. Nothing. They have zero policy on jobs. While His Excellency John Mahama is talking and explaining the 24-hour economy policy, and the tertiary students, graduates, unemployed graduates, and all business people in Kumasi have accepted this policy. And this is the most popular policy in our contemporary politics. So they are lost on the issues. And if you're a government and you're not in touch with the people, this is what happens to you. So they are thinking for the people instead of taking the aspirations of the people and acting towards him. So they think that Ameri is a solution for their failed government, and it is not. And also, when everyone in Kumasi today knows that the Ameri is the brainchild of His Excellency John Mahama, and in the mind of everyone in Ashanti region, it has been added to the monumental developments and interventions that Ashanti region saw under the good leadership of His Excellency John Mahama. So Ameri will not be credited to those achievements. Ameri is credited to His Excellency John Mahama and the good work he did between the 2013-2017 governance year where he was served as president.
I see. Before I let you go, in fact, we hear lots of things about how bad the doomsaw is in Kumasi. Give us an idea. How is it?
You actually would not know when the lights will go off. That's the first problem we are battling with. So if you know that, okay, I'll have life today and not have life tomorrow, you'll be able to plan your activities as such. Especially businesses that need the cold chain to keep their items in good condition. The cold stores, the ice cream, you cannot plan. And that is the pain of most of the businessmen and businesswomen we have interacted with. So if you get to Addo, you will not hear anything apart from the sound of generators. Just that. And the prices of fuel is so high that it is difficult maintaining or keeping the shop on generator. Far beyond that, hospitals are suffering because of this erratic power supply. And you see, at the hospital, there is what we call the elective surgeries, and there's the emergency surgeries. So the emergency surgeries, you have to go in. You don't have time to prepare and all that. You just have to be ready. So that one, you can just go in either with or without light or with generator whatsoever. But what worries is the elective surgeries, which usually are difficult or planned or would need a lot of time to cover. You have planned the elective surgery, and in the middle, maybe the surgery would take, say, 5 hours or 6 hours, and in the middle of the surgery, the lights go off, and you have to struggle with your phone touch for the remaining hours. So you see, we are not saying that a government will not come where there would be constant light without even blinking, no. But any government who is able to anticipate whether a planned maintenance or a generational deficit whatsoever, and communicate same to the citizenry. One shows them respect and at least help the government to be the citizenry to be able to plan their work and be able to pace whatever they are doing, so that we don't experience so much difficulty from the electric power supply. But on the sad note, they have still not been able to provide a timetable. And NAPO told us that we should prepare our own timetable. So yesterday during the vigil, we prepared a fantastic timetable for them. And I'm sure that they have accepted it and they are going to implement it starting from tomorrow. We are saying that we are taking the lights of Flagstaff House and we are giving it to KJTR Market so that traders can work with that tomorrow. The next day, we are taking the light from Baomia's house and office and we are giving that to Asawasi Market so that they can equally work. And on the third day, we will take the lights from the Energy Ministry, NAPO's office, NAPO's house, and we are giving that to magazines so that they equally can keep their work and their businesses running. And we want to ask that they implement this because they have asked us to provide our own timetable, and this is our timetable. I want to wait and see if the Flagstaff House, Baomia's office, and NAPO's office can work or can be comfortable with these times of no power or electric power supply. If they can be okay, then that is fine. But if they cannot survive with this timetable we have provided for them, then we believe that at least they should accept responsibility, come out, and then at least for the call we are making, that they should provide us a timetable. They should do the needful and let us know when we have power and when we will not have power. Otherwise, they should implement the timetable they requested us to provide, which we have duly provided, and expect that implementation so that we can know that Ghana is fair in our power distribution and supply. And it doesn't matter your status whatsoever. When there is load shedding, we will shed load even at the level of the presidency, the ministry, or even at the level of the vice president.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Doc, for speaking to us.
Thank you, too.
Dr. Frank Amoakohene is Regional Secretary of the NDC for Ashanti Region.
Ese yegusu ewo ensa